So we got our very first look at Hogwarts Legacy gameplay. We got a bunch of gameplay for you guys today. Really excited to check this out and whatnot. I'm really excited about this game. Obviously, going to be playing through it when it comes out here on the channel. Should be good stuff. Should be exciting. Really hyped about it. But anyways, we're not going to waste any time. We're just going to jump straight into this because we got about 40 plus minutes, 40 to 45 minutes of gameplay and breakdowns and kind of going through the nitty gritty of all the details of this game. So if you enjoy this video, stick around for more. Like I said, we'll play through it when the game comes out. And without further ado, my friends, let's jump into this. Here we go. Hogwarts Legacy. So they did this whole entire showcase. Very loud. I'm turning that down a bit. They just did this whole entire showcase. Turn it down a little bit more. And I'm really excited. We're watching this in beautiful, crispy 4K, baby. See what new look we're gonna get for Hogwarts Legacy. Ooh, the mysterious world, the wizarding world of Hogwarts Legacy. Join us as we adventure.
What's up, everybody? Welcome to the first Hogwarts Legacy gameplay stream.
The very first
Chandler,
one.
Community manager here at Avalanche Software, and we've got a lot of really exciting stuff to show you today. But before we get into showing you the game and gameplay, I have a few wonderful guests that I need to introduce you to. First up, we have our community guest host. He brings you the latest and greatest in Hogwarts Legacy content. He's the local Merlin conspiracy theorist.
I don't want to be rude and like cut them off.
Half of Expecto Go,
but
James Whitehead.
I want to get into the gameplay, so we're gonna skip that a bit.
Other games, there's some initial settings that you can put
we're gonna skip
choose for your character that just kind of get them into like the ballpark of what you want to be, who you want to be, and what you want to change.
Oh man!
And then once you're in that ballpark, all the other tabs let you dial that in. Be
Okay.
exactly who you want to be. It's our goal with this is to make sure that for anyone that fantasized about bringing themselves to the school for the very first time, that they feel like they have the options in order to represent who they are and essentially bring themselves to Hogwarts or whatever character they want to bring to Hogwarts.
Interesting.
Oh my God. And options galore. Do you mind if I try to put myself in here right quick?
It's all about you
today. Okay. All right. So, yeah, that's me. We're here. That's me right there. All right, so that's step one.
We're pretty close, but let's look at everything
okay,
here.
Let's
play around with some of these options, like really.
All right, so what are we looking at with this option over here with the tab? I see face stuff.
Yeah, so a lot of the different faces that you saw in the previous screen, all those faces.
There's a lot of options. I like that.
Are choices that you have here.
A lot of customization options.
Now you're just kind of getting into the details in your face shape, in your skin color, and then because we knew a lot of people going right in are going to want it right away. Even though it's an option later in the game, you can collect different types of glasses, put them on later. We give you some options right up front if you want to have glasses for your character.
Oh, man. Oh my gosh, look at this.
Interesting.
Of the faces with this. Wow.
That's pretty cool. Excuse me.
I like that. I don't think my face is that skinny, but I think we'll go with that. I think we'll go that route. And down here is this.
Those are your glasses.
Those are glasses.
Oh, so we could go Harry Potter if you want. Off the jump.
Okay.
Oh man.
That's pretty cool though.
And this is just some of the options, I'm assuming.
I might just stick on Harry Potter glasses just for fun, man.
There's a lot of different options that you'll keep unlocking.
Okay.
So as part of kind of like gear for the character.
As you
there's
progress.
Lots of different classes. There's even masks. There's all kinds of things over the course of the game.
I like how it's all Victorian era though.
Yeah.
Like, right up front.
Such a good call.
Okay.
Good call. Oh my gosh. All right. So now.
A lot of customization options.
Fleek on this one with the hair.
I spend a lot of time here just like dreaming about.
Can you go bald?
My different characters.
Because I got no hair, bro. I got no hair.
I'm always amazed by whenever I see any aspects of Hogwarts Legacy's character creator is just the texture.
It's great to have a lot of hairs.
Even adding the bounce with the hair moving around. Yo, that kind of looks like Hermione a little bit. I'm not even gonna just I'm not afraid. And we can just go. Can I go like Tonks purple or green a little bit?
Absolutely.
Oh. Yo.
There's so much variety, man, of customization.
Oh, I like that. That is cute. Oh, okay, so little behind the scenes. I used to have this type of hair like way back, but
was it purple?
I wanted silver tips, so that was the closest I got to any color. But oh my gosh,
that's
so cool.
It's a lot of options, man.
Yourself. Like it's a myriad of textures and different hairstyles here. All right, so now we're getting over here to
markings, like scars and stuff.
These are more subtle options. We've got freckles, moles, different things like when it comes to your complexion, like darker eyes, maybe like some shading on the cheeks.
Oh man, you guys literally thought of everything.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I do have a bit of fun with that. And then the scars are one of those options where, you know, Harry had his own unique scar, but you can come in with different scar options.
Yeah.
Interesting. Okay.
Oh wow. Look at that.
Yeah, but what caused those kind of scars, man?
Oh, those are my favorite.
A creature?
Eyebrow scars.
Yeah.
Love those.
You look kind of
it's a
like
classic.
Yeah, you look kind of just like tough. But anyway, so now we're over here. Oh man, you guys.
A lot of different eye colors.
So sick.
Again, getting more subtle here, you know, really like dialing in that face to really
that's
get your.
It's a lot of options, man.
Reveal like I want to be with my facial features now. Just like, yeah, I kind of have a big face. Yeah, my eyebrows kind of sit kind of low. But I mean, literally, you have so many options just starting the game. I feel
there's so many options, man.
You and me both.
And then this final tab here, this is where you kind of bring your whole character together. You know, this is where you finalize everything. You're not
select your difficulty.
Okay. That's not yet.
Name your character, dormitory,
or
dormitory,
you know,
whatever.
Bring,
Witcher, wizard.
You choose voice 1 or voice 2, which is more kind of a masculine or a feminine voice. And then even within that, changing your pitch, the pitch slider.
It's a subtle slider, but you can hear it.
That was quite something.
And so you can kind of make out the differences. But yeah, you choose which kind of voice that you want. You'll be selecting your difficulty here. For today, we'll just go normal because Andrew's going to be taking us through some of the experiences with combat later.
And we can talk a little more about difficulty, with combat and how that plays in. But I think the important thing here is like if for people
focus on story with minimal gameplay challenge.
Story mode is a way to get into this without being worried about like, oh, do I need to be good at games? Like, no, just enjoy this game.
And I will put expecto and then go. We're good. Awesome.
And then
that's crazy.
You want to be witch or wizard.
Amazing.
What do you think, character creator? We're good?
I'm good. Let's explore Hogwarts and let's get into some combat.
All right. Through the magic of using a dev kit, we're going to be loading up a save a little later in. So that we can show you more about Hogwarts and give you that taste of combat. All right, Andrew's got some.
Okay, so this is it. So we see the UI. We got a compass and a map on the bottom.
There you are. You're wearing the House Fanatic robe.
That's cool.
From the account linking.
Thank you.
That's cool.
Good. And this is our first look at the Hufflepuff common room. I'm assuming. I mean,
dorm
room.
Dorm room.
Yeah. This is.
You can see R2. You push R2 for the different spells, I guess.
This is our first look.
It looks like your HP bar at the bottom.
Right now, we know there's been a lot
Does
of
the Illuminati eye? Push left on the D-pad for that.
HUD, because this is the first time we're showing it. So
one looks like for potions.
From right to left, on the bottom right is what we call our spell diamond.
Spell diamond,
so
yeah, that's what it is.
Everything that you see in it are slottable spells. So we have over 20 slottable spells that you can earn over the course of the game.
Okay.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
And that's where the player can place them and use them and access them very quickly.
Okay.
It's
pretty clean.
Left of that is
pretty clean.
The D-pad, and on the left is an eyeball, and on the right is a bit of a grid. So the eyeball is an example of one of, not a slottable spell, but what we call an essential spell.
It's like selling your soul to Illuminati.
That are used in very specific contexts, or that we just want on the controller at all times.
Okay.
And Revelo is one of those. That's left on the D-pad. On the right on the D-pad is that grid represents where you might slot spells. And so right now, today, we're not going to be going into the spell slotting menu because we feel like there's a lot of spoilers there. You know, like what are all the spells and what can we do?
I would like spoilers, but I understand.
But we do want to make sure there's still some goodies left to share with everyone. And then on the left side, that thing that has the L1 button next to it, that's another thing where we don't want to spoil, but basically that's where you access your tool wheel. So there's a lot of magical
potions and
tools
stuff?
that you're going to be kind of brewing and growing over
You
the
just say an
course of
apple?
the game. And so that's where you would access them rapidly is our tool wheel.
Okay, cool.
Interesting,
There are a few
okay.
things that I left off the table on the right. The green bar is your
We got our
health, and
owl.
basically, there's a potion next to it. That's how you might
I like
heal.
it.
The bar above it, we're keeping a secret for now. I apologize. And all the way on the left is our mini map with a kind of overhead view of where you are currently in your common room that updates as you travel through Hogwarts and beyond out into the world. And for those fans out there that aren't a huge fan of mini maps, because we know they exist, there's also options to remove the mini map and turn on or off different elements.
Okay, so you can customize your HUD. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
That's
we'll go
pretty
more into
cool,
the
man.
spells as we get
Okay.
into combat, but that's kind of that's what you're seeing there, and this is our HUD.
Also, Andrew's giving us a good look over here. I want to call out.
Very
I'm a
nice.
big fan of the bedside tables in the dormitories. Very nice bedside tables.
They are nice bedside tables.
Yeah.
The honey-colored wood was mentioned in the writing. It's part of lore.
It's part of lore. There we go. All right.
All right.
Now we're walking out into.
We really tried making these low-ceilinged dorms to give you that Badger set
Yeah.
That's really cool.
sort of feel.
And the first thing I know is the music. The score is amazing with this.
Gorgeous.
And I'm
It
calling
looks
out
so
here,
peaceful and calming.
This is unique
just
music
to walk
that you're
around.
hearing for the Hufflepuff Common Room. Go back to those Common Room videos we released.
That's
and
cool.
The music's a little bit different, and that is entirely intentional.
Okay.
We just want to welcome
I love
you
that.
to your common room in every single house, just
So
a little
chill.
bit differently. You can customize that experience right away.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. Look at that.
It's so chill.
So I mean, beautiful design. We could spend like the entire rest of the stream just in the common room here
Dude.
and talking about it, and I'm sure Boston and James could be like just geeking out over it.
All the details come from J.K. Rowling.
Oh, that's so
For
cool.
this common room, the round doors, the hanging vines, even the dancing badgers on the fireplace.
It's got a real earthy vibe.
Yeah.
It's very, very earthy.
Which is like elements for each of the houses,
Yeah,
right? Like
Hufflepuff is earth, Ravenclaw's air, Gryffindor is fire, and Slytherin
Fire.
is water. We
Wow.
really leaned into that for each common room.
Wow.
Ah,
It feels
dude.
earthy. We've got a little earthen passageway. That's
I
what
love
we
this
really-
common room. It's so
Hopefully
lush.
It should feel very familiar.
I wanted to go
Yeah,
Gryffindor,
yeah,
but man,
yeah.
this is making me question my
I know
choices
you don't wanna
here.
leave, but we're gonna be leaving.
This is making me question.
Whoa, the sound effects though. Like, looking back at the past trailers, it was just music, but kind of hearing how Hogwarts is now, it's so cool.
Bro, there's so much to explore.
Andrew's going to make use of one of our spells, Revelio.
Use Revelio right here because there's a little magic going on.
You notice a little something there.
Oh,
Yeah. So these are something that we kind of
the
interchangeably
bottom.
call Revelio pages or lore pages. And you'll notice a bunch of things pop up on the screen.
Yeah.
You see that we got some
XP.
XP for it.
Mhm.
And you can also see that we've advanced something called like a field guide challenge up in the corner.
Uh-huh.
So I want to talk about that a little bit. So we had to ask ourselves, what?
Continue, I'm sorry. Continue.
There may be something you may or may not be able to tickle there.
Yeah.
But in our game, we had to answer the question, we're a late fifth year. What does that mean? How do we catch up to the other students?
Okay, okay.
And so we have an answer to that question, and it's given to you by the staff. So there's something that we call the Wizard's Field Guide that's granted to you early on in the game. And the Wizard's Field Guide is how you actually work on catching up with the other students. So Andrew, if you hit pause for me up here, before we push forward a little bit, you can see in our pause menu, it's got this book theme.
Wow.
Oh, that's
Your
pretty
Wizard's
cool.
Field Guide, and you can see your house kind of
Right
crest
in the middle,
overlaid
yeah.
over it.
Okay,
Right? And you
okay.
can see it
Okay.
on your level as well. So that the field
Pretty
guide
clean, pretty
has
clean.
this magical property of looking
Okay.
out into the world around you. And the reason why it's on loan from the Ministry of Magic and the professors
So
have
cool.
granted it to you as a late fifth year student is because they want it to help you catch up to the other kids. And its magical property is to discover different opportunities to learn and grow all around you. So the way it works is, as you discover gameplay in the game, it actually recognizes that as a challenge, which is kind of
On the bottom.
locked into there.
Okay.
And Andrew, if you go in there, you'll see different types of challenges that are combat challenges, quest
Wow.
Okay.
challenges, exploration challenges.
That's a pretty clean
And you
UI.
can see field guide pages are on there as well.
I like that.
100%. We unlocked that one field guide page.
That entire category is one of the ways that the book itself kind of fills out into the school and spills out into the school and kind of hides itself with different types of challenges and different things to do around the school
Okay.
that you're
That
actually
is
going
so
to
cool.
interact with to help you grow as a wizard and practice your spells. And so that thing that we just saw is not just a field guide challenge and a way to earn XP. It's also something that that players can use to learn about the school as they're traveling around. They spot these little secret facts, and they can kind of play a little bit of a game discovering all of them. And there are over 100 field guide pages just in Hogwarts alone. So.
Wow,
to the grand staircase here. We're not gonna...
Circular staircase.
All the portraits.
Yeah.
And I did notice the flue flame just ignites right there, which
discovered.
is so cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh man.
Fast travel points there. House hour glasses.
It looks pretty good.
How much fun was it designing those?
It looks so magical, man. I love that.
But they're just like in the books.
Yes.
Right next to the Great Hall.
It's a nod to lore. House points is not a core mechanic or system in the game.
We didn't turn it into like a gameplay system, but it's definitely present throughout our narrative. And there are lots of choices where we want to nod to things that aren't necessarily gameplay systems, but we nod to them as part of the narrative.
Over to the right.
Okay, so house points. So if you do something bad, you're not going to lose points.
Those doors. Again,
I
we're
guess.
not going there. He's just kind of like.
At least not mechanically.
No.
Cool.
More just.
Here's another collectible page. You know, just again showing you like just these things around Hogwarts that you can do and pick up and.
That's a shot straight from the trailer too. Just that part right there. I recognize that.
We might be giving you a little fan service here with callbacks to those. So.
And this must be summertime because I noticed these are the summertime windows. These windows will change with the seasons.
Yeah, the detail they put in this is kind of it. I get surprised by it all the time.
That's insane.
Sentient magic castle. So.
Bro, just Hogwarts right now is massive.
And we're going out.
It's
Look
huge.
At that.
This is where the students would normally kind of congregate, just to kind of chill out, play, meet each other outside of the Great Hall before and after meals.
This looks so nice. This looks so freaking nice.
I love the way that when the castle interconnects to, that it interconnects outside, inside. There are pathways on both sides of things, so you really get a sense of scope to how big this castle is.
And when you see things like
are the flames like fast travel points?
That's a place you can go to and cross. Like everything that you see is a place that you can visit.
Wow.
We tried we put a lot of effort in making it feel really alive. Not just with student population, but even just the greenery and stuff. It's Scotland. Yeah. And this castle's been here for hundreds of years, so just kind of the moss and all the trees that have overgrown it. And
oh my God.
That's amazing, dude.
Landscape, that Scottish.
This location might look a little familiar to you.
I thought I recognized it. I believe this is from the Spring ASMR, and yes, so that puzzle right there, that view, Andrew is taking us right back to that.
I am going to tell Andrew not to interact with that puzzle and to keep moving on. No. We can't spoil everything. Cool. We can't give you everything, right?
Hogwarts contains a lot of secrets.
Oh my God.
But this is this
grand
entryway right here coming down into a really kind of central area.
Yeah,
goodness gracious, eh?
And we pointed out the greenhouse outside.
That's
and
incredible.
We'll notice when we get down there that it's on the right.
All the murals, all the murals that are like moving.
It's a big castle, but it is designed so you shouldn't get very lost. This is kind of a grand central station.
I love it.
Each direction, it's green over there, so the greenhouse is over there. Transfiguration Courtyard, the library straight ahead. So it's kind of the hub of a lot of the castle.
Even the color, visually, you can just tell, okay, greenhouse.
That way.
Oh my God.
That's nuts,
a lot of it will be subconscious, but it'll help you really learn the castle and feel like you know your way around.
That's legit.
That's not to say that it's easy to learn. All of us here still get pretty lost in it on a daily basis. It's a castle.
Great point.
I like that they recreated it
I love
pretty
that Andrew's definitely
faithfully.
teasing a lot of things here. I'm noticing he's swinging the camera this way and that.
Yeah.
He's got this grin on his face over there that's just like, yeah, I know what I'm doing. I know what I'm doing.
From the reveal trailer. There's that dragon. Oh my God.
This is another location where the students will gather, and just kind of chill out.
And an opportunity to talk to somebody, get a quest giver here.
Okay, so we're gonna talk.
Is everything all right?
Yes, I'm sorry. I'm Nellie, by the way.
Okay.
I'm just so excited that the Daedalian keys are back.
The what keys?
The Daedalian keys. Surely you've seen them flying about. Rumor is that a former headmistress, Professor Moll, conjured them to protect the contents of certain locked cabinets years ago. Professor Black
the
couldn't be
facial
bothered to disenchant the keys,
reactions with talking look a little off.
You should try to catch one.
Why would I do that?
Each key will lead you to a locked cabinet somewhere in the castle. If you can manage to get the key into the cabinet lock, not an easy task, you may find a reward.
Okay. I'll look into it.
Perhaps I'll give it a go.
I hope you do. In fact, I think I heard one of the keys in the astronomy tower. You should listen to them.
The monitor. Yeah, that looks a little wonky.
Side quests are really
just a little bit off.
Interact with your fellow students.
Hopefully they touch that up before launch if they can.
With, you know, various things like that, as well as teach you some more of the secrets of Hogwarts. I think there's a little bit of that.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So the students are a way to kind of like flesh out the school opportunities around it, what we can do, and then those interactions. Different interactions with different characters can also offer different choice points for the player, and then some of those things can affect things game-wide. Some of these affect characters' lives.
So we got a tracking on the map.
And sometimes it's just about you being a little bit of a nice guy or just being a jerk.
Yes, absolutely. So the scale really varies, but those opportunities exist for the player.
Wow, look at this.
Pretty good, man.
This is the Dada Defense Against the Dark Arts. Tower, which this is one of my favorite locations in the castle. Just visually, you come in here and just the richness of this area.
Very iconic, very unique to anywhere else in the castle.
Somebody else that we can talk to, notably a younger student.
Yeah, she looks like a first year or an 11-year-old.
Are you all right?
Don't you know who I am?
No.
Zenobia Oak, the girl whom everyone at school hates for no reason.
Oh, that's sad.
Everyone hates you. Why?
Because Hogwarts is full of bullies and spoil sports.
Bullies?
Leander Pruitt's one of the worst. That no-talent moon mind.
Oh, no.
I wanted to make some new friends, and so I brought my collection down to the common room.
Okay.
My Gobstone collection, that is. I was hoping someone would want to play. Are you familiar with Gobstones? Little balls, like marbles. Grand game. And if you lose, they spray you with a foul-smelling liquid.
Huh. Sounds awful.
I haven't much interest in a game that sprays you with odors.
Only if you lose, which I never do. Or at least, not often. People can be so cruel. Just because they're sprayed all over with smelly Gobstone spit, it's their own fault for losing. Imelda is one of the worst losers. Everett and Astoria are terrible as well.
Dude.
And now those poor losers have taken my Gobstones and hidden them in very high places all over the school.
Okay.
Sounds as if you caused the smelly situation and they responded accordingly.
I didn't make the rules. Anyway, I can't work out how to get them back on my own. I don't think I know the necessary spells yet. I need someone, perhaps a selfless and talented 5th year to help me.
Yeah.
I'll see what I can do.
I'd appreciate the help. If you do find all of my Gobstones, do come and see me again.
Okay.
I'll be back to playing Snake Pit and Jackstone by myself in no time.
Wow.
I love that interaction.
Sounds
with her
like so much
so many
fun.
Ways you can go with that. You can you can feel for her. You can be a jerk to her. You can be like, Gobstone sounds awful. It sounds like you're just mean. Like.
Yeah, and your opportunities to be mean there aren't over. So,
they continue.
Oh, no.
That's a good example of the.
Dude, look at stained glass.
Gobstones too.
It's beautiful.
I know people are gonna ask. Gobstones playable? They mentioned it, right?
Yeah. So yeah, Gobstones is one of the things that is not playable in the game. I know we've had to rip the Band-Aid off on a few things. Honestly, it's an amazing thing on the franchise how many things about this like speak to us as fans and that we want to turn into gameplay. And there were calls that we had to make over the course of production of kind of like
that
which
makes sense.
things we will and won't include in the bucket.
Gobstones,
just kind of
a lot.
overall
Wizard's Chess.
Those are things that aren't featured.
Yeah. They're featured within the world. Right?
I'm glad they're mentioned. They're a part of the wizarding world.
Yeah. Every single time there was something that we regretted because we couldn't include it. We also tried to figure out a way to make sure that it was included in the narrative, included in the stories, make sure that there's a way to kind of like acknowledge it, touch it,
okay,
and make it feel like it's definitely part of the world.
Interesting.
And I know here too.
I like that.
I was like, we're in the Defense Against the Dark Arts class. I recognize that staircase to the left where we were just at. Andrew was walking by. I also recognize the dragon at the very top. Oh my gosh.
Being in a classroom, I think this is a good opportunity to talk about how classes work, because we've gotten a lot of questions about that. Is it a schedule-based system? Is it so tell us how classes work.
Yeah, so ultimately decided not to go the sim route. So I think like one of the speculations was, is there time of day and you know, that kind of thing. Like, can I miss class at this time of day?
There is a day-night cycle.
Yeah, there is a day-night cycle, but everything is very narrative-based, and so there's a big mystery going on in the world. There's something happening in the narrative, and we essentially see it as kind of like chapters in that narrative. Each chapter of which has a set of missions that you can choose between as you're progressing through the game, and classes fit within that structure. So there are mainline things that the players have to do. And then classes also appear on the sides as well as optional things that help you advance your spells. It's absolutely true that classes provide all of your major tools throughout the gameplay, your spells, your major abilities. You get to know the professors. Each one of them has these bespoke kind of events and moments.
It's pretty nice.
And then there are also additional opportunities outside of that through kind of like side classroom missions, essentially, where you can learn additional spells or things that you need in your adventure and also get to know the professors better.
And I just want to call out something that
that's probably better than
kind of
making like a sim
and just engage with the world, and you know, maybe down there who's sipping some tea with the
Victorian high, you know.
Making a sim like be a little bit that would have been annoying.
This area
so
we built it for
good
like
choice.
The Purebloods and the Slytherins.
Oh come on.
Well, like speaking of lived in, like the sound effects again, the chatter of the communication that's happening and the footsteps, like. It just makes it feel more alive.
Little events like that, brooms going
I
by
just saw
overhead.
a broom go by. Love that.
Okay. I'm intrigued to see some combat.
Example, but no two hallways should look the same in Hogwarts. It has a lot of personality. Every hallway should be a little bit different, and that's mostly to help orient the player, help you not get lost. But this is Hesperus Hall. That's a little nod from the Marauders, a name that came from the Marauders map. But every hallway will have a little bit of a different personality and.
Interesting.
Personality, I like that because it gives.
There's a lot to explore.
Hogwarts
that's one thing this game's got going for it.
Its own character, no matter where you go.
Lots to explore, and I think that's
just a little bit different.
Yeah.
That's going to be its like fan service selling point, honestly.
Grow and develop. Oh, I heard something.
Whether the story's good or not.
Speaking of magic, Mr. Magic himself.
Hardcore, like, you know, wizarding fans are going to be,
about building on lore
they're just going to want this game is to explore Hogwarts.
You know who that is?
That's it.
Lachlan the Lanky, and he's got his.
Won't even matter if it's good or not, the story.
And I think if players don't know, there's another Revelio page there.
Yeah, there's a map of Argyllshire. We know the fat lady hides there.
Hides behind it. That's right.
The third book. But sometimes a hallway has personality by how it looks, or we just passed a music hallway where the portraits have kind of taken it over, and so the sound makes it really unique.
All right, I gotta call this out here. I know there's been some criticism in the past that our trailers and our gameplay and what we've shown so far has not had enough owls. Okay, so here we are. At the owlry. We're looking directly at the owlry to show you all of the owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls.
It's a lot of owls, for sure.
I love the fog rolling down that.
Great callback. Great call.
No, I also love that as I one of my favorite things about just kind of going around on the outside of the school is that all those things that I see are places that I can go to, that I can visit. I just love that sensation knowing that is real.
That lovely Scottish countryside.
We're kind of closing out our mini tour of Hogwarts, and again, it was but a fraction of this enormous castle.
It's huge. See, again, man.
We're closing it out here in the clock tower.
The exploration portion.
Location, but this is where Crossed Wands, which is the secret, not so secret,
fantastic,
club is that the students have put together. Professors definitely know about it, but they think they're being clever. And it's run by this Lucan Brattleby here,
who's in a younger year, but we kind of like that that he's running things.
Okay.
Hello, Lucan. May I use the training dummy?
Of course.
Of course.
And give you a list of combinations to practice. Ready to have a try now?
Sure.
That would be wonderful.
Be sure to cast all your spells before the dummy lands. If
If you need to stop practicing before you finish all of them, let me know.
And this is a really good opportunity to now jump into combat, because really in the game, this is going to be the first time where you yourself get to learn about combat and combos in a big way and in a new way. For me personally, this was where the game like really starts to open up to the possibilities.
Yeah. So we've set up a training dummy, and this is kind of an activity where you're supposed to execute according to kind of the iconography on the top. Now, what we say on the top is the Accio spell, followed by 4 what we just kind of lovingly refer to as basic shots.
So we hold R2 and what, push X?
Spells that the wizards kind of like use, just kind of fling.
Is that how it works?
I'm just using one now. And you trigger that by tapping R2 on your controller. So you can see in the corner R2. So if you tap R2, that throws out a basic shot. But that R2 is also your gateway to all of the spells that you might slot. So if you hold R2 instead, you can see how the diamond expands.
Yeah.
And if we let go, you see how it contracts.
Yeah.
And so if you hold it again, it expands. And so when it expands, then all the spells that you slotted while you're holding that button can now be tapped with your face buttons.
Awesome.
Okay.
And not only that, but over the course of the game, you can gain additional spell diamonds, up to 4 additional ones, so that you can slot up to 16 spells, pretty much instantly. And then that helped us fulfill the fantasy of, in combat, I need to be able to access things very rapidly.
Yeah.
And so you learn over the course of these events, how to juggle not just the spell casting, but also it reinforces an understanding of another feature of the wheel, which is their cooldowns.
Okay.
When you're casting spells, just to make sure that you're not just kind of like repeatedly using one thing over and over and over again. You can see cooldowns on the spells that he's using on the wheel. And then as you progress through the game, there are different things that can affect things, like cooldowns through your talents, different things that allow you to kind of like juggle and adjust and update those things.
Interesting.
And so if you hold down R2 and you tap the D-pad, it will switch between your other diamonds if you've unlocked them, and that's how you access all those.
Oh,
hold R2 and tap down on the D-pad. Okay. That makes sense.
Yeah. So this is a great way to kind of learn how to pull things together,
so you
pull those combos together.
Here. Yeah.
Okay.
Tap, Accio, tap, tap, tap. Awesome.
Well done.
Interesting.
And that's just against the dummy, but I mean...
I'd say that's enough practice. You looked good out there.
Thank you, Lucan.
I say better to discover one's weaknesses during practice than during a duel. You'll be a fearsome challenger now.
I think now we can...
I sure hope so.
Take on something a little more challenging. It's going to shoot back.
Yeah. Let's talk about some more features.
Oh, like 180 XP for that. Not bad.
Hello, Lucan. Is the next round of crossed wands all set?
Why, yes it is. I've got a great match lined up. Ready for another round?
We're on a PS5 dev kit here, so we're going to be able to kind of pause the action and talk about what you're seeing on the screen, because there's about to be a lot going on.
Okay.
All right, here you can select if you want to fight with somebody else, some of your classmates. But in this case, we're not. We want that action to feel a little more frantic towards you, to really get you that sense of combat.
Okay. I'm intrigued.
So apparently
I'm very intrigued.
Got quite the reputation, because they've got you up against 3 people.
3, off the jump.
Goodness.
So I can
no, my eyes are super dry, sorry.
Just because I know people are going to go into it, but we can probably just kind of jump in.
R3 to lock?
You're not the only one that has Protego and the ability to deflect. The enemies do too. And we actually play with that when it comes to the spell casting. So you notice that there are different colored kind of shields around the different characters. And you also notice that your spells have different colors on them.
Yeah.
So to help players understand kind of like the function of their spells, we kind of put them into brackets. So there are damage spells, there are force spells, there are, I'm forgetting the other one, all of a sudden, control spells. And so those things for the player, they wind up also being a color indicator for which actual spell to use.
The combat seems pretty good.
Shields that enemies can use. That way it rewards kind of like that close attention that you're paying on things.
We've got this paused here now, and you can kind of see all the elements on the screen, the halo around the avatar's head, each of the different shields, to kind of give us a breakdown of what's going on.
Give us a breakdown of different things that you're saying.
There's a lot.
So you notice at the top that we're kind of like calling out which enemy you currently have targeted and their level and health, and so as you target different characters, you'll be able to get that breakdown.
Yeah.
The
health bars
the
are pretty
halo
clean.
over your head, whenever an enemy is about to an attack, it's almost like you have a little bit of a sixth sense for those things that are coming.
Sorry.
If you see the halo, it means there's an incoming attack, and if you tap the triangle button by default, then that you'll be able to deflect that attack that comes in and off with the protect.
And I love that deflect where it goes off and like hits things up and kind of breaks things off walls too.
But also, if you hold the button, then it doesn't just deflect. It also deflects and turns around with a counter attack stupefy that actually stuns the enemy.
Oh, sick.
And you can use that even in your combos and stuff. So if you're focused on a character, and you're doing your thing, and someone else attacks you, you can actually turn that attack into a direct attack on the person that you're comboing.
Back into gameplay here, and
they got half health, man, almost.
Pretty handily finished these other students off here.
The combat looks pretty good. It almost looks like a typical action kind of combat, except you're using a wand.
Yeah, we really felt like in the movies, there's almost like a
pretty good. I think it looks pretty solid.
There's this element of kind of like.
What do you guys think? Let me know.
Very great distance.
That's a good call.
And there are a lot of things that we had to do with our controls and combat system in order to kind of capitalize on that idea. That's pretty unique to the Wizarding world.
Understandable.
Yes. Well, perhaps you should try that next time. The other duelists have already taken notice of you, but after that last round, they'll really have it in for you. You'd better keep practicing if you want a chance at winning, or at least surviving the next round.
Yeah, I better.
I'll let you know when we're ready. Hope to see you then.
Okay.
The next round is for all the Gobstones, so to speak.
Well, all right then.
And that is more or less going to wrap it up for us for now, for what we wanted to show you.
Oh, is that it?
Creator, tour of Hogwarts, and just
But it's
that
still
little taste of combat.
what's all this?
But we didn't want to leave you without, well, maybe a little taste of something that we may show in the future, may show next time.
Okay, what is it?
So leaving the castle, going out here.
More owls confirmed.
Owl mail. There's the owlry again. Yes, all of the owls. But yeah, just heading out here again to show you like from Hogwarts to the world beyond Hogwarts. And this is not somewhere where we're going today, but we will definitely be taking you in the future.
That's beautiful. Bro, that's beautiful.
Glimpse at the scale of the castle back there. All right, so we're gonna wrap things up here.
That's sick.
I hope you guys have enjoyed.
That is so cool.
You've seen, but I think James, you may have a few other questions here at the end of things. So while we're done with what we're showing on the gameplay side, I know there's a few things that you want to pick Alan and Boston's brains about.
I would love that because there's a lot. All right, so some of these questions we did pull from the community. Secretly, but I did pull for the community. So,
and also from, I mean, going through this, I feel like you've come up with some things you want to talk a little more about. I'm sure.
Elaborate on, because we went through character customization, Hogwarts itself, and even combat. So, this would be like for the both of you guys. Will we be able to go back and change our character creation if we don't like it?
That's a good question.
So not everything, but there are certain things with hairstyle, hair color, so kind of like core shapes, you know, like with the body and face, not after the fact.
Right.
But there are lots of things. There's kind of like a barber shop in Hogsmeade that you can go to.
Okay, so
a wizard barber.
So you can't just change like
holidays.
the shape of your face or body or skin tone or probably eye color.
The game features a lot of appearance customization in it, so there's a ton of options there. But that's in terms of like your character and stuff that you have the character creator. It's like a smaller set of what you saw there.
Okay. Oh my gosh, awesome. Next question: what kind of leisurely activity can we do? Can we study with our free time? I mean, what will we be doing just hanging out in Hogwarts?
Because as you progress through the game, there's a bunch of different missions that open up. Most of them are driven by different characters' personalities. some of them want help getting up the hijinks, or some of them want to just explore secrets in the castle because there are new secrets in our castle to explore.
Okay.
And so I think there's a bunch of things to do. And when it comes to class, as I mentioned earlier, it's not just kind of like the mainline stuff. There are kind of like extracurricular assignments, some of which are optional, some of which are kind of like blockers for main mission. Kind of like you can't go on this mission until you have the spell. And then the spell is open, the assignment and how you complete it with your professor. And so there are opportunities to study, so to speak, like with that. But they do all take the form of our mission structure.
As you mentioned earlier. Wow. Let's get into some combat right quick. Do spells have different levels, or are they all equal?
That's interesting.
Spells have different levels, or are they all equal? I'm trying to think of how to describe that. So each spell has kind of like its own core identity and what it does in the game with regards to both kind of like puzzling, world exploration.
I guess is it like the question is are
enemy combat
spells upgradable?
And then it's through the talent system. Right. When you go into that, it's kind of like each of those spells has ways to kind of like advance and grow and change. And as you spend talents, in some cases, it even changes like the way you approach the battlefield and things like that. So I'd say that's no more true than with like dark arts, for example. And as you go down that line and you kind of play around with those talents, it really does start to kind of like affect even how you approach combat and how you think about the battlefield.
I won't be touching the dark art stuff, but I know many of you guys will be.
Maybe on your second playthrough?
Second playthrough, yes. Dark Hufflepuff coming, #soon.
See, that's interesting though. You can go like the dark route or not.
This will be for everybody, and we'll start with Boston. With this game that you guys have been working on for however long and the excitement you guys have, what's one aspect of Hogwarts Legacy that you are excited for the fans to experience? Boston.
I think I'm just excited for the fans to play through the world, specifically the castle, and maybe go read those books again. I hope that whether you're already a fan and love this game, or this is your first introduction into the world, I hope they just point at each other in the best way possible. And I'm just excited for fans to get to finally go to Hogwarts and feel like they can own it. Live there. I've lived there for 5 years. It's a great place to live. Official 5th year.
I was gonna say
it's really funny because I want to give a different answer and I will, but I actually feel like the most honest answer is really similar, because my favorite thing when running around playing the game and getting to know Hogwarts the way Boston knows it, because she knows the school and the lore better than I do, and thank God, right? Because you want the person architecting it to really know that. But when I rewatch the films or I'm rereading passages from the books, there's a different relationship to those things having played the game. And so it's really looking over the edge and seeing location. I'm like, oh my God, I'm right there. And in the movie saying, I know it's around that corner in the film. Like if you go down this way, there's actually a thing over here, and there's this person over here, and this thing happened, and it just adds all this richness to everything that you already love.
That's cool.
But you're going to add your own story. So you know what happens around that corner because you did something.
And then the quick answer, just to have something different, is I just love being on a broom. I just love looking at the whole world and just being like,
that is pretty cool.
I can go there.
That vantage point,
that is pretty cool.
There's just something exhilarating about it.
Being able to explore.
Very different in that
that's what I said.
Air and on that thing.
The big selling point, man.
It's kind of incredible.
Whether the story's good or not, it doesn't even matter.
And wrapping it up,
just being able to explore Hogwarts and like this.
Together with it.
To me, that's enough reason to get it. Like for me,
you are going to be writing. This is your unique experience within this, and even within the things that are the same, it's going to be your unique experience. It's different from mine. It's different from. We're all approaching it from different places, and I think that's going to be really cool the way that everybody brings those things together. All right, and that's everything that we have to show you today. I know maybe it wasn't everything you wanted to see, but it was a whole lot of stuff. Character creator, little mini tour of Hogwarts there, just a small part of it, a little bit of combat. And we do have some more stuff coming up for you in the future. Hogwarts Legacy releases on February 10th, 2023.
Can't wait.
It is available for pre-order now, but that's going to do it from us.
Cannot wait.
With a little something else, but for now, bye.
Bye.
Wow. Well, guys, that's our first look at gameplay, the world. Let me know. What do you guys think, man? What do you guys think of this this reveal, this gameplay? Because again, this is it's pretty fantastic, man. It looks great. I will say that the frame rate looks a little bit questionable. I feel like that could be smoothened out a little bit. Also, just, you know, some of the character models and just like the way they talk looks a little bit questionable as well. But beyond that, like, it looks visually stunning. It looks absolutely beautiful. Again, there's so much to this, right? There's just, the world is just incredible. There's a lot to it that I'm just really excited about. So I can't wait to jump into this. I can't wait to explore the world. Like I said, to me, it's like just being able to explore this whole world, like Hogwarts itself. That alone makes it, you know, reason enough for anyone who's been a fan of the Harry Potter series to pick this game up. That's why I'm not like overly concerned about the story. Like, I'm sure the story, you know, the story is important, obviously, not to undermine that, but just being able to explore everything and walk around it yourself. I think there's like a huge kind of nerdy fantasy element to that that's going to be very appealing for a lot of, you know, fans. Now, for everybody, maybe not. Like I said, you know, we all want there to be a solid story, and I hope that the story is great. You know, because obviously if it's not, that's going to, you know, it's going to weaken the experience, you know, vastly. So I really hope the story's good. But like I said, just looking at this, it's visually stunning. It just puts you in this fantasy land, and just, you know, the wizarding world, if you will. And that in and of itself is just absolutely cool, super fantastic. And that alone is just a huge thing. The UI looks good. The combat, like I said, it looks solid. We're not going to really know until we get hands on ourselves, but from what I can see, the combat looks solid. Again, it's kind of hard to say what the story, we don't know a lot about what the story is, but hopefully it's good. But so far, everything else looks pretty good. Like I said, there's some questionable things that I feel like could be better. You know, the facial animations, things like that, and like the fluidity could be a little bit better, I think, from what we're seeing. But again, the game's not quite finished yet anyways. They haven't gone gold. It's not coming out yet until February, so there's time for them to polish it up a little bit more. But like I said, as of right now, I'm still all in. I'm still all in with it. I'm really excited about the game, and I can't wait to play it myself and get hands on. So hope you guys will join me on my adventure through it when I bring you guys a complete playthrough when it comes out. And you know, maybe you guys will be playing alongside with me as well. But stick around for more. We do a variety of gaming content, talk about the games, play the games here on the channel. Let me know what you thought of our first look at first ever gameplay of Hogwarts Legacy down in the comments section below. Thanks for watching. Stay safe, stay well, and I'll catch you in another one. Tell them, friends, game on. I'll see you guys soon.